Amir, can I just ask, did you go in there with a game plan to finish it early?
No, we was talking, me and Joe, as we walk into the ring, he said, look, just box, be smart, don't do anything. If you see opening, then go for that big shot and go for the opening. But it wasn't a big shot I was throwing, I was just letting my combinations go when I can't with that right hand. So it wasn't a shot I tried to knock him out with. Obviously I was a little bit anxious, I wanted to kind of let loose. Even before I kind of got comfortable in the fight, he was done.
Was you surprised when he went on the first time?
I know it was a good shot, caught him with right on the chin, caught him with a good flush shot. I think a lot of welterweight fighters would have gone down, or a 150-pound fighter would have gone down with that shot. It was a good. I felt the power right through down my arm. I mean, it's the first time I've used that right hand properly, and you can see the power's back.
Eddie, is your priority Khan Brook?
Not really. I mean, look, that fight is huge, and after tonight, it's even bigger. But there are massive fights out there for both of them. I mean, they've both got desires to win a world title. Like Amir said, this is a business as well. And we have to look at all the different scenarios. I mean, tonight was about getting a win. I think we're going to look to box in August, end of August. It's just a case of whether we take that big fight next or the one after. Probably I'd like to see him return to the UK again and have a step up. People talk about Lo Greco. People stopping me in Liverpool today, tweeting me all day. I've got a feeling Amir Khan's going to get knocked out tonight, you know. And all of a sudden, oh, Lo Greco's rubbish. He's what he said he was. He's not an elite world-class fighter. He's a fringe world-level guy who on 12 weeks prep against a guy who's been out of the ring for 2 years is a stern enough test. But it was the way that he dismantled him. If he would have just gone the 12 rounds and looked a bit sloppy and rusty, to come back after 2 years and put in a performance like that, that was the statement. It wasn't about necessarily about Amir Khan winning, it was about how he won and how he was showing what he still got. So the Kell Brook fight is a massive fight, massive. So is Adrian Broner, so is Manny Pacquiao, so is Terence Crawford, so is Keith Thurman, so is Danny Garcia. So it's really about Amir, what Amir wants, the money involved in the fight. This is a business as well, but it was so pleasing to see him return to an arena sold out with that kind of vibrancy. I mean, on the ring walk, it was jumping with celebrations. I've never seen an arena go up like that, you know, for a long time. And I think he will perform better under that kind of intensity. America's a strange place. I remember when he boxed Devon Alexander. It's a weird atmosphere out there. But over here, it sort of lifts you and can produce the kind of intensity that he produced in 39 seconds. So, really, honestly, the answer is I don't know. But I know that there are half a dozen massive box office fights out there for him.
You know, people are going to go bananas if you don't make a Brook fight, don't they?
Yeah, but you know, we haven't made
that stick, Eddie.
For 2 years that fight should have. And listen, it should still. And it's got that. It was after Amir lost to Canelo and Kell lost to Errol Spence. Yeah. It became a little bit smaller. Kell Brook looked great against Rabchenko. It became bigger. Amir Khan looked great against Lo Greco. It's become bigger again. So it's just a case of looking at the numbers, taking our time. If that's the correct fight for the team, for everybody, then we'll make the fight. There's no secret. Of course I want to see the fight. You all want to see the fight. But there are lots of fights out there. And it comes down to, do we want to win a world title? Yes. Do we want to make a lot of money? Sorry, yes. Well, I do. You know, I'll speak for you. Because Amir is in, not the end of his career, but this is the last 6, 7, 8 chapters, you know. So the aim is the biggest fights possible. And like I said, there are a lot of choices, but of course, the British public would like to see that fight.
So you go Brook Khan next, Eddie's
yeah, we'll see. Not next, they're both fighting the same.
You get Wilder Joshua done first.
Yeah. That is definitely the first priority, and then we'll worry about it.
Joe, how was it for you? Amir back in the ring, and he looked splendid. I mean, credit to you. I spoke to you before the fight, and we kind of had a chat, and you predicted that, you know, you're working on things that he's not worked on before. I mean, when he came in the ring, I've never seen him. He looked in good shape. He looked really positive. I think that had a mental effect on Lo Greco, because he looked a bit nervous, and he just jumped all over him. He really got him worked in the right direction. How do you feel about that win?
Well, there's a lot to digest in that, but yeah. I mean, first off, you know, I'm working with a superior athlete here. He's one of a kind, and I saw that manifest itself in the gym. So I knew if we, and we didn't have a long time, of course, to train, but in that time we really did pack a lot of training in that 5 weeks, and you know, Amir's got a lot left. You know, I'll just say this: the best is yet to come. And it was an incredible crowd tonight. I have to tell you, it was exciting for me. And my experience here has been tremendous. And I want to thank Eddie and frankly the Shaw family, who treated me just tremendously, and the people of Walton and Liverpool. I had a great time while we were working. It's always fun if you can work hard and have a great time and still be successful. So, boy, I'd love to come back again and do it all over again.
It was a little different, you know, being in the corner, and you had Joe saying, "Keep your eye on him." He's not looking at me. You see him, and I'm thinking, well, he's not looking back at me. I mean, I wanted him to look back at me to work him out and see. So obviously, but I thought you might be looking back at him as well. But you're not looking at him. You're looking at me, and I'm thinking,
that's right.
What do I do here?
Well, I will tell you, when we came out, he was looking at you, and when you started staring him down, he turned around.
I could see that. I think
and that's part of the game.
Yeah, that's when I saw that he kind of, you could see the fight was lost. But when I was looking at him, he stared at me for a couple of seconds, and after that, he stopped looking at me, would not look up at me, and that's when I thought, he's done now.
That's right. It was very intimidating.
Yeah.
But I think one of the biggest shocks of the night was not the 39-second win, but was that Joe Goosen was out of denim. And he looks well from the tracksuit. It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, I got to thank Robert, the commissioner, Robert Davis, Robert Smith, and for forcing my hand on it. But you know, we'll see if I can lobby, and maybe next fight.
Any other questions, Ken?
Is this now a permanent thing?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, look. Obviously, I hope Virgil gets better. We had to make the move quick. So I had to call Joe. I've always been watching Joe, the way he trains his fighters. And it wasn't an easy camp. It was a very hard camp, and we had like 5 weeks to work with each other. The 6th week was the fight, so we couldn't really do much on the fight week. But I like the way he's training me. I like the way he's pushing me, and I think that's what I need at this part of my career. I need someone to be on me. I mean, it didn't feel. It feels right now, but a couple of weeks before it didn't feel right. Joe's always watching me, would not take his eye off me, so I have to make sure I do everything perfect. Otherwise, he's gonna tell me off, and sometimes you need that as a fighter. You know what I mean? I've had some trainers in the past who wouldn't do that. Be too busy around other fighters. But with Joe, I like the way he trained me today, and also like Tony Brady as well. I like when trainers and strength conditioners work together, because that helps the fighter as well. You know what I mean? It makes things easier for me. I like that way that they both communicate, because they want the best for the fighter, basically.